Okay, before I get into my Raw review for tonight, I wonder if anybody noticed. Does anybody notice that there was a huge change with Daniel Bryan? As soon as he ended up winning the belt, they turned him into a douchebag all of a sudden. I mean, and he absolutely has no significance in the whole Big Show and Mark Henry feud, but for some reason they're turning him more into a douchebag than an actual champion. I'm wondering if anybody knows that. Leave a comment below. But right now I'm going to get into my review. This is my review for January 9th on Raw. Alright, I'm going to get right into it. There were some positive points on Raw tonight, some negative points on Raw tonight, and some funny points. Now, I'm going to go into the positive points. It is great that around this time of year, they're actually going to start doing the Hall of Fame. Now, with the road to WrestleMania pretty much here, I think it was great that they actually did their two inductees. They did Edge and the Four Horsemen, which makes me so happy because if I was ever a mark, and I don't really say that I am, I would be a mark for Ric Flair. I love Ric Flair, and seeing how he's being inducted again for his for being a part of Four Horsemen, I think was awesome. So that was a great mark out moment for me. I also love the fact of what they did to Kane's character. Now, Kane is just not a philosophical monster that I thought he was from my previous reviews. He is actually a bona fide monster. A monster that will literally hunt you down and scare you in your sleep. I mean, for real. The guy plays with your mind, and that's pretty much what he did throughout the entire night, which I really loved and was so happy to see because I missed my Kane that way. I missed my Kane being psychotic, being crazed, being sadistic, and plays with your mind. I miss that Kane. I'm so happy that Kane is back. And the one thing that I could definitely say about the matches is that the matches, they weren't too bad. I'm not going to completely hate on them. They weren't too bad at all. They were a little bit confusing, but honestly, I did like CM Punk versus Jack Swagger. I did like that match. I'm not going to completely hate on it. I really did like it. The way it ended was kind of predictable, because honestly, it's to the point where with Dolph Ziggler being having a chance to actually get the championship at the Royal Rumble, there's going to be a chance that if Dolph Ziggler actually does win, which I doubt that he will, that 9 times out of 10 is going to, Vicky Guerrero is going to probably be a thing of the past, and she's going to probably start focusing on Jack Swagger, which is what I really hope. I really do think it's too early in the game for Dolph Ziggler to actually win the championship, but if he does, I'm hoping that it actually leads in that direction, that Vicky Guerrero will start laying off him and start focusing more on Jack Swagger because he really needs it for his career. The tag team match with Sheamus and Santino Marella. Now, I've noticed that Santino Marella has been getting in where hasn't really been fitting in as of late. The fact that he actually fought with Drew McIntyre and beat Drew McIntyre, not to mention that he's in the same he's in a tag team match with Sheamus. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I love Santino Marella, and it's to the point where I do believe that he's definitely Intercontinental Championship material. I mean, he's really growing as a wrestler, and I really think that he's more than comic relief. So it does make me happy in a way to see him being in top matches, but then I'm thinking that it's kind of downgrading Sheamus a little bit being in a match with him. I don't know, that's just my opinion of it all, but just let me know in your comments below. But the one thing that really pissed me off, two things that pissed me off actually, Brodus Clay's debut and Chris Jericho's response. Now, Brodus Clay was supposed to be coming in as a monster. He was supposed to literally be I guess that they took it was supposed to have that same persona that Mark Henry has. But now, I guess when they gave that away, and now that his character pretty much has nothing, they turn him into a gimmick. Really? He's coming out there in the old played out LL Cool J Kango outfit with the Kango hat. I mean, all red, with dentures, with bad weaves. I'm like, come on. He is so much more than a gimmick. And it just really did piss me off coming out there and seeing that was his debut. You waited months for this? For this to be his debut? Not only months. It's been a while. And speaking of that, Jericho? Okay. I know there's going to be tons of YouTubers out there talking about how, oh yeah, it's just part of a whole big storyline. It might be, but it's dumb. Jericho is his own microphone. That is what his character is. His persona exudes arrogance, exudes greatness, exudes delusions of grandeur. That is what his character is. So having him come out as a mute, not once, but twice, was stupid. It's not doing anything for his career. It's not doing anything for his heel turn. And how can it be a heel turn when he left as a heel? He never really was a face. He was always a heel or an arrogant heel or a borderline anti-hero. He has never been a face. But I know there's going to be tons of YouTubers out there saying differently. And you know what? You have the right to say however you want. But I really do believe this was a waste of time. But one thing I can say is that it was a very positive response to him coming out there down the ramp. It was a huge response for him. But it was a shame that once again he held out for his fans. Really pissed me off. But it was bound to happen. The main event of the night, you know, John Cena obviously was involved in it. But I'm going to be real. I couldn't keep my eyes open throughout the entire Raw. It was difficult to stay awake. I tried. I rewound. I looked at all the matches. I kept dozing off because it was not that interesting. There was probably a few interesting parts, like with Kane coming back and completely scaring the crap out of everybody, especially Zack Ryder and Eve, which was funny how he was trying to get Eve out of there, but the tire was busted, and he still couldn't get the tire on right after 2 commercial breaks. Hilarious. But John Laurinaitis kept putting me to sleep. Seeing David Otunga on my screen kept putting me to sleep. Seeing the Bella Twins on there keep putting me to sleep. I'm sorry. It was really dull. And it just didn't keep me interested at all. The main event wasn't really much of a main event. And there really wasn't any matches. Except for maybe 3 out of the 2 hours you're supposed to be seeing Raw. You actually would think there'd be more than 3 matches. At least 4. Or maybe 5.5. I don't know. But it just didn't seem like there was enough matches to go around. Not to mention the fact they did absolutely nothing in promoting the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble is about, 2.5 weeks away? You've done nothing for the last year. All last year and the beginning of this year, all they did was promote WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong. It is great to promote your top 4 pay-per-view. Especially the ultimate one. But you don't want to leave your other pay-per-views hanging. And that's what they did with the Royal Rumble. They're just now promoting it. It's 2.5 weeks away. And this is one of your top 4s. I don't know how the Royal Rumble is going to turn out. But 9 times out of 10, usually around this time, they will actually have qualifying matches. And I miss the qualifying matches, but they just don't have them anymore. They just throw random wrestlers into the match, give them a random number, and boom, they're in it. They don't work for it like they used to. They used to have qualifying matches leading up to the Royal Rumble, but they don't anymore, and I miss that. But all in all, I gotta give it a C-. At least a C or C- around there. Because not only did Raw put me to sleep, they had some real horrible moments. Brodus Clay alone was horrible. And I mean, I shouldn't even mention the Chris Jericho thing. But honestly, those two really did put it off for me. Even though Kane, I was so happy to see him as a monster again. And he really did bring it back for me. I gotta give it a C- for that reason. It put you to sleep. Like, if you're dozing off, it's not good. That's not a good show. So I gotta give it a C- for the night. And that is my verdict, and I'm sticking to it. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Please leave your comments down below for anything that I've missed or any opinion that you have about the matches. And let me know what is going on with Beth Phoenix. See you later. Peace out, y'all.